What are you reading, Alex?
Oh, I'm reading the compendium for Spawn. Compendium 1.
We have the movie of the year, Tenet.
Actually, when I was working overnights, I listened to like the entirety of the Dark Knight's Metal storyline as like a podcast.
Hey guys, welcome back to your mom's favorite place to be. We're your hosts, Edward, Anthony, Noah, and now we have Alex.
Dude, we should make a podcast.
That being said, it's time to hang 10 with your top entertainment news of the week.
About what?
Well, it's like something that we all had like in common. Like, what's something that we could all like talk about for a while?
We always talk about movies and stuff, like movies that just came out.
So, Alex, 1 to 10, no decimals.
1 to 10, no decimals for the movie. Solid 9.
Find your lack of faith disturbing.
Yeah, I'm down, Anthony. We should do
That'd be
like
cool.
different segments too. Like we should have like a game, like an icebreaker, and then maybe we can read some like movie news or like entertainment news.
Dude, what if we call ourselves like spam mail?
Everyone listening, we have a huge announcement to close out the pod.
What if we do the Hooligan Hangout?
If you guys are new to our podcast, make sure to check out our previous season.
Welcome to the Hooligan Hangout.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the most anticipated pod of the week. This week we're reviewing the Batman. So, before we do that, we're gonna tease you little peoples, and we're gonna slide into our news for the week.
Yeah, all of you beautiful people, you have to wait your freaking turn. You're gonna like it. Just you wait. This review's gonna blow your mind. You're gonna be like, "Why didn't I think of that?" You're gonna be singing Batman all week long. I can tell you that right now.
Nah.
And if you're the first person to like and follow for this episode, Alex will show up at your doorstep dressed as Batman.
It's true.
And then he'll proceed to beat you like he does the villains.
Oh, you stole a lollipop when you were 5? You gotta pay up for your crimes, you bastard.
Justice!
You kicked ice under the fridge?
Justice!
No, that ain't right.
You talk back to you talk back to your mom? Vengeance!
All right, guys, let's slide right into our news for the week. Who would like to go first?
I will go first.
All
So-
right, Schmithany.
I'm gonna be going over like how much the Batman has rode in compared to production costs and stuff like that.
Oh yeah.
So production, their budget was around just about $200 million. Okay.
Week.
And just to start off, their Thursday night preview alone made $21.6 million.
The Tuesday one?
Oh yeah, the Tuesday one
I was a part
Holy
of that
shit.
premiere.
Shut
made
the fuck up.
$21 million before it even officially released. And
Holy
in
shit.
comparison, The Amazing Spider-Man, the opening weekend only made $62 million,
Holy shit.
like its entire opening weekend, which is crazy. And then The Dark
Holy
Knight
shit.
on its opening weekend made $160 million. But the Batman brought in almost $250 million.
They made their fucking budget back that first fucking weekend, dude?
They're almost
doubled it.
100 million in profit already.
Holy shit.
I saw a graphic for that. So like Batman this weekend made like what you said, like over 200 million, and then the next one was like the next top one was Uncharted at 11 million.
Oh,
Holy shit, dude.
11 million? I didn't even know that. That's crazy.
Yeah,
That's
I was
awesome.
like,
You know how
dang,
crazy
dude.
that is? What was...
The Batman
What
made
would-
more on its preview opening night than Uncharted did on its opening weekend.
What is that? Has to be like the biggest ones like since the pandemic took off, or at least since Spider-Man.
It's by far
Probably.
the biggest of 2022 so far. I think Doctor Strange will probably beat it because it's Marvel, but you know how that goes.
Dude, that's crazy. I'm glad to see that all this stuff is picking back up for theaters because the pandemic made it really rough and they were like teeter-tottering on going extinct because of that shit.
Right.
Oh, bro, Batman pulled some strings. You know what I'm saying?
So, Spider-Man No Way Home was probably the most anticipated movie of like probably all
2021.
last year. Yeah, if arguably. But it brought in 260 million. So just barely over the Batman. But if you count in that preview, then I think Batman's standing at like 270.
Holy shit, dude.
Jeez.
So it's like extremely close.
So pretty much everyone went to go see the Batman this weekend. So
Yeah.
I guess y'all don't need our review.
What?
They want to
guess
hear
we
our
are.
opinions though, because our opinions are the most valid on the internet.
We're the only ones that matter, obviously.
Obviously.
I'm here to check out before you get a god complex. Shut the fuck up.
Bro,
Who wants to go next?
you gotta pick, bro.
Yeah, you gotta pick.
Okay, I'll go next. So my next piece of news.
Just a continuous loop.
Somebody's gonna take over.
All right, no, you go.
All right, let me just see real quick. So this week, I think for me the most interesting news was Will Smith himself came out with this news. Him and Michael B. Jordan are going to be developing the I Am Legend sequel, which is pretty bizarre to me because of like how many endings I Am Legend is. I don't even remember which one was the canon ending. I guess it's the one where he survives.
No.
And then I don't know. I don't know what Michael.
Sorry,
No, you go ahead.
I was just gonna say I thought he died because he got in the movie he got left behind.
Yeah, but there was another ending where. Oh no, he did get left behind, huh?
Yeah.
I don't know
Dumbass.
then. I hope. Oh no, it's a sequel though. I was gonna say, what if it's a prequel? No,
His
now they're
origin
saying
story?
It's a sequel. And then Michael B. Jordan. I wonder if he's just gonna be like a random guy he comes across, or if he's gonna be like some military dude, or you know.
Yeah, I'm really curious to see that too.
Because I don't know,
Huh.
man.
What's it been?
That actually gets me really excited because Michael B. Jordan's like top tier actor right now.
Oh yeah, dude. Him and Will Smith, I bet they're good friends or something. But
Will Smith is my dad. So
Will Smith is your dad?
For real?
How? Explain.
Elaborate.
Elaborate.
I'm
If
adopted.
he's really your dad, say the word.
Yo.
I'm adopted dad, so it doesn't count.
Why not?
You can't-
It's your blood.
I can only say half the word because he's half my dad.
No, that's fair. All right.
Is that the right version? No, but that's about it. It's in development, so if y'all are excited, then get excited. I guess how long has it been? Like over 10 years, for
I
sure.
think was it like 2012 maybe?
That's what I'm saying, man. Like over 10 years, maybe.
I don't know. It's 2007. Is when it came out.
Sheesh.
I was way off.
15 years.
Yeah.
Love that movie.
Golly, we're gonna be waiting 15 more, I guess. Isn't that right, Edward?
What?
Get to your
The only
news,
thing-
my boy.
Let's say the only thing I'm waiting on is to jump into my news. So I have kind of an update on the Alex Baldwin stuff. He was doing interviews and stuff at a film festival recently, and he was asked about it. And basically, what he said was, they're suing people that have money, not necessarily the people that are actually responsible for it, because they're not the ones with money.
What?
Wait, what?
He is quoted as saying, like, there's a video, and he says, what you have is a certain group of people, litigants and whatever, on whatever side, who their attitude is, well, the people who likely seem negligent have no money, and the people who have money are not negligent.
That doesn't even make sense.
Basically, he's saying instead of the defendant, no, instead of the prosecutors going after the people who are actually responsible, they're going after the people with the most money on the set.
It's dumb, but okay.
What are his lawyers thinking? What's he trying to do? Like, I don't understand.
This was literally him in an interview by himself. He said that he's been doing this for 40 years. He said usually, like, it goes through 2 levels of safety checks before it gets to me. And in my entire career, that nothing's ever happened. And it's always been safe by the time it gets in my hands.
He's saying, "Nah, this ain't my fault, dog." Like,
Yeah,
get out of
that's
here.
what he's saying. Basically saying, like, they're just going after me because I'm the biggest name and I have the most money, basically. Because most of the lawsuits were
Got
directed
it.
towards him,
Yeah.
and the lesser ones were to the actual producers and stuff.
Okay, yeah, that makes more sense. But I mean, either way, this is gonna take a while.
Basically,
like
he's just defending himself. He's just getting his side of his narrative out there.
as he should. I feel bad for him because I mean they're supposed to check all that. You pay a lot for your production crew, and it's like stuff like that shouldn't ever happen.
Hmm.
So I mean, I feel for him because that's just not right. I know he didn't mean to do that.
Mm.
I mean, of course not. Why would you mean to do that?
Yeah. And last but certainly not least,
This is just like whenever in middle school they picked me last for basketball.
Bro,
They-
you're
they-
like some
They didn't pick you at all.
curse.
Anyways, there's a new movie coming out on July the 15th, I believe. That's the scheduled date for Bullet Train. And I'm very excited to see it. It has a very colorful cast. It's got Bad Bunny. Bad Bunny's a badass artist. He makes me throw my ass back sometimes.
Wait,
I also-
what? Rewind that real quick. What'd you say?
Oh, Aaron Taylor Johnson's gonna be in it. Hiroyuki Sanada and Logan Lerman, who I'm most excited. Also Andrew Koji. Those actors I'm very excited to see on screen. Kind of waiting to see how Bad Bunny does on the big screen. But we'll see. I'm very excited for it.
Wait, he's actually
movie
acting.
about?
I thought you meant he was going to do the music. Did you not see the
No,
trailer
he's
in the
actually-
theaters?
I didn't.
No,
Oh, really? That's crazy.
Really? Bro, that movie looks so good.
It looks dope, dude. With Brad
I'm so
Pitt.
excited for it,
Did
dude.
you even mention Brad Pitt?
Oh yeah, I mean I was kind of like the poster boy for it, but I didn't mention him now.
Bro, he's like the lead actor.
Well, I said for
Like
the I
the
said
biggest
for the
thing.
I said for the actors that I'm excited to see. Fuck you.
Movie looks like John Wick Jr., bro.
It's
Looks
news,
so
bro. You got to
fucking
be
good.
subjective.
So you told us about it. What do you think about it?
Well, I think it's gonna be an exciting movie. Brad Pitt's a very good actor. I especially loved him in Fury. I don't know if y'all seen that war movie, but
Oh yeah.
like you said, it's a like a John Wick Jr. kind of movie.
That's what it feels like to me. I'm getting those vibes.
I hope it gets a good rating though, not like a PG-13 kind of shit or something.
Is this gonna be like a very action-oriented movie? That's what it
Oh
sounds like.
yeah,
Oh,
yeah, it
yeah.
is.
Gotcha.
There's gonna be a lot of ass whoopings.
On a bullet train, basically. I don't know. It's
Do you know what a
about
bullet train is?
I mean, not Batman. Brad Pitt is like this assassin for hire, and he's going on this bullet train for some other stuff.
Interesting. I feel like those movies usually only ever get so good, but we'll see.
It looks different. You know what I mean? When you see a movie and it just feels different. It just feels different. That's why I actually think it's gonna be pretty good.
I hope it's a good different though.
And y'all will know that because we are more than likely going to review that beautiful movie. Hopefully, beautiful movie.
Speaking of reviews, I think it's that time.
No, it's time for the sponsor, bud.
All right, guys, welcome back. This is a very anticipated week. This week we watched The Batman. It was directed by Matt Reeves, and of course, it's got our buddy Robert Pattinson as the Batman, and it's also got Zoe Kravitz, Colin Farrell, and Paul Dano. And we have a lot to say about the movie this week, so y'all sit down, be prepared, and I'm going to toss it off to Noah because I think he has the most to say about it this week. But first, before we do that, this is going to be a spoiler-free review. If you're one of the hundreds of thousands or one of the only people that didn't see it opening weekend, because so many people did. But if you didn't, this is going to be a spoiler-free review. Start off, Noah. What do you think?
All right, we'll go around table. I guess all I have to say, well, I guess I'll do a little bit of a,
No,
what's it called?
you're gonna
Like
tell us how you feel.
Yeah, but I'm like a little bit of a background on this movie. So this movie was truly was a detective film. It was a like neo-noir style kind of thriller, sort of like I would compare it to the '90s movie Seven, and it just it features Robert Pattinson, who it was a very like different from the other adaptations. He was a very vengeful, very bruteful Batman, and Batman was like 90% of the movie too. And he
He was in every
said,
scene.
Yeah, he was like in almost every scene, so you're getting your money's worth when it comes to like seeing Batman. And he was um he set the tone for this movie right away. Matt, like not just him, but like Matt Reeves, the director, he knew exactly what he wanted to make. To me, he did a Batman story that needed to be done. I've wanted this for a long time. They have not done this with the whole detective aspect of him, just showing how intellectual he is compared to like literally forensic scientists and
Yeah.
other actual detectives in the police department. And then like as y'all know, he's in year 2, so he's still like the vigilante. He's still cops don't want to work with him, and this movie is just a pleasant surprise, even including the villain, which was the Riddler, being a killer and leaving clues for Batman. It was just an insane movie, and I think that if you're especially if you're a Batman fan, you really need to see this because, in my opinion, it truly does. And I don't like to compare, but if you were talking about Batman films, it really does rival The Dark Knight. And I think the only concern people would have is like the runtime, but it flies by in my opinion. It was a little long. There was some parts that I thought, yeah, like it drags a little bit, but it flies by. And if, like I said, if you're a fan of Batman, you're gonna really enjoy this movie.
Agreed.
I agree. I think you touched up on literally just about everything. Uh, I will say the visuals in this movie was absolutely fucking stunning. Like somehow, even though it was super super dark, like visual wise, they do a really good job of what they show in the light, like having meaning, because they know wherever there's light, there's going to be emphasis on whatever is in it because of how dark the scene is,
Right.
and they do it so beautifully. It's hard to complain about anything visually in the movie, from Robert Pattinson's suit to the Zodiac killer Riddler you get.
But going back to what Noah said is like like he said, he is a vigilante in this movie. Like he really doesn't become the Batman, and like mainly in the movie, people don't know him as the Batman. Like as you see in the trailer, everyone calls him Vengeance, or he calls himself Vengeance, and like in the movie, they reference him as like, oh, Vengeance is here. Like he's so new into his game that people don't really know who he is. He was basically a legend before this movie. Like no one really knew he existed, which is awesome.
People are very like
Uh,
scared of him, and what's crazy to me is just how as the movie goes along, we see him mature, which is something
Right.
we don't see very often in Batman films. Most of the time, they're already a bit older, or they kind of already got their shit together.
Yeah, and I'll say that is kind of goes in with what I was saying about the way it was shot too. Like the way they put the Batman on screen, they always film him like his entrances. They always do it like he's just this crazy mythic figure that's like just like the boogeyman almost. Like the way he creeps out of the shadows is like a horror movie. Whenever they show the scene with him walking upside down from the trailer, where the penguin's car flipped, like whenever I saw that scene, I was like, this is literally him coming out like some mythic figure
Right.
here to like just strike fear into his enemies. That's exactly what I picked up there, and they did a great job of capturing that throughout the entire movie.
And then I'll say one more thing, and then I'll let Alex give his opinion on it. But so I read this before I went into the movie, and I kind of didn't believe it. But like Noah said, like 90% of the movie, Batman is in the movie, and not like Bruce Wayne. Like he's in his suit as Batman.
You're like, we're not kidding.
But he hardly has any dialogue. Like he actually doesn't talk very much, and yet he like absolutely kills the role. Like just through his body language and facial features and everything, you can see the emotion on his face, even behind
Yeah.
a mask. It's crazy.
I'm glad they made the choice not to show the whites of his eyes, or like just pure white eyes,
Right.
Yeah, me too.
because his eyes said everything.
I did see something like that too, and I did see him compare it to the way they did the Mandalorian in its season 1, where he was like just this brooding figure, or he's just a silent assassin basically.
Silent killer, yeah.
Alex, what did you think?
Alex,
I think it did set a gritty real world situation.
Pull away from your mic.
Oh,
Just a
sorry.
t-
Like it did set up a really good. It was really good world building movie in my opinion. Not just a world building movie, but it also like built up like a lot of relationships that we'll probably see in the future. Uh, and I hope they build on some of those relationships just to be able to see like what kind of things they can do. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
For right now, I think for being a PG-13 movie, it's pretty dark. So I do
Pushes
enjoy
it.
it.
Yeah.
Um, but yeah, if in the future for some reason they give it a rated R thing, or maybe even still a PG-13, I feel like it'd still be a pretty good movie. It probably even not well. Sequels are never meant to be better than the original, but if they do make a sequel, I would hope it's gonna be better, probably.
I do
Okay.
have to say, if this sequel is on the same level as this movie, it might be the best trilogy if they keep at it. Especially with the way they're building it up outside of the movies. They're actually using these new shows, like 2 or 3 new shows, and there's rumors there's more on the way, which I wouldn't doubt. They're building up this whole Batman universe, and that's something the other movies never got the chance to do. But it's the world we live in. Everything gets spin-offs,
All
but
right.
it's gonna help it in the long run.
I agree. So to
Agreed.
close out this spoiler-free reviews, we all I think unanimously give this a do watch. Go out, watch it 4 times in a row, please. Thank you.
Oh yeah, this is
And
pure. This is pure film. If you want to see, all every all the elements of a good movie are in here. If you want to see pure film, then you need to see this movie.
yep. So before we slide into our spoiler review, if you haven't seen it, go right now to your theater, watch the movie, come back, play the pod in your car on your way home, and don't stop listening so you can hear our thoughts on the spoiler section. And if you're tuning out now, make sure to follow us on all our social medias at the Hooligan Hangout, TikTok, Instagram, Facebook, all that. We're on there, keeping you updated. And make sure to check out our merch at merch.streamelements.com. We got some new designs there, handmade by yours truly. So go check it out. And without further ado, we're going to slide right into our spoiler review.
All right, guys, the moment y'all been waiting for. If y'all have seen the Batman, hallelujah, because we're about to get into this spoiler-filled review, and we have a lot to talk about. For me, first things first. I didn't mention this, but I did mention it. From the tone on, it showed me truly the environment that Matt Reeves has created, because Gotham City is purely alive. It's purely gothic, dark. It's malicious. They established you do not want to live there. Like, you just don't want. So when the whole city flooded, I was like, y'all can just leave. Like, you
Right,
should want
dude.
to live there. And even then, Batman, it's a wasteland, and Batman was trying to see the good in it. But it's crazy because even he was like, I don't think I'm doing anything though. Like, this town's kind of like,
Mhm.
not worth saving.
Beyond redemption.
Yeah,
Bro,
and
no, go.
I was just gonna say, like I said, that I love the intro. It just showed how brooding, how dark it was. It even played off the fear of Batman, and it really established like how dark he is too compared to the movie. Like, he is he is the shadows.
Bro, for real. And
He said that too. I loved it.
I think what else helps contribute to the tone of it is the way the technology and all these gadgets and stuff are, to where you can tell they're like high tech, but they have like this almost like a steampunk aesthetic, to where like even in the comics, like Batman will have some high tech ass shit, but then it looks like he's living in like the fucking 50s, you know? I
Oh
feel like
yeah,
they did a real good job of capturing that on screen for like the first time.
I also did enjoy how they kind of made it not too outlandish for the technology as well. They made it kind of like kind of possible. You know what I mean?
oh yeah.
Yeah,
Where
like
it wasn't like, oh, I can detect your heart from 300 meters away and I can tell if you're scared or not. It's like, oh well, he has a contact lens that can help him record. You know?
Yeah, and I guarantee once he gets more, he dips more into his money and the Bruce
mhm,
Wayne side of things, he's gonna get more Wayne tech.
I agree.
I was gonna say real quick to what you were saying about how beautiful it was that he was. It really showed fear in with Batman, and like everyone's actually scared of him.
Oh
Everyone's
yeah.
like looking into the dark, and they're like scared to go in there. My favorite quote of the entire movie was when he was like, "They think I'm hiding in the shadows, watching, waiting to strike, but I am the shadows." That just
I absolutely applauded Matt Reeves for that because he genuinely made me feel like Batman. Like when they were looking at the shadows, he made me feel like every shot Batman was gonna walk out of that
Right,
shadow
dude.
right.
It was
until he
fantastic.
finally did, and the reveal was like, oh shit, because it was like dead quiet. He's walking out, those eyes are looking at you, dog. You're like,
Bro,
nah.
and then his theme is like a horror theme. So whenever he comes out, it's just boom,
Oh yeah,
boom, 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 and
oh
you're just
yeah.
like, nut.
And sometimes it's even like slow and methodical, and you're just like, dude,
Mhm.
what's going on?
Bro, it's beautiful.
It's like it's like a meme almost. Like the thugs every time they hear the music start playing, like, what's that noise? What's going
It's
on?
like it's like when you're playing Ark and you hear the fight music start and you don't see the dinosaur right off the bat, and you're just like, what the fuck, what the fuck, what the fuck?
Where's
Just
he
like,
at? Where's he at?
and you're just jaywalking and you hear that theme play on your fucking headphones and you're just like, fuck, 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 fuck.
Right out of there. I'm gonna pass the torch to Alex.
Okay. Something I did enjoy is the music that accompanied the scenes. Whichever scene it could be like that first scene where it's like he's trying to be this imposing figure on Gotham. And it generally shows like scary music, but there's also like appropriate music during like a talking scene, you know?
Oh yeah.
It's like during like that first I think it was the song is by Nirvana, the
Oh yeah.
you know what I'm talking about? That's a
Yes.
really good song to have like with Batman. I feel like that's his actual theme song instead of like the big loud thumping
Right.
boom boom
But
boom boom.
even then though, this is like my new favorite like superhero esque score. Like it's just so iconic to me.
Right.
I
It
think
has
just
become
because
an instant classic for me.
I just enjoy it just because I'm a real big music guy. Like I love listening to music. So it's just like it's only not only pleasant on the eyes watching these scenes play out. It's also pleasant on the ears. You know, being able to just to kind of feel like you're there, like feel the tension because the music usually sets the tension for the mood. Is my opinion,
Right.
not
Oh
just the
yeah.
conversations themselves.
Oh yeah.
Because it could be like I'm gonna use an example. Like you could be having a conversation in a movie, and you could be like, oh, this is like a carefree conversation, and then you can hear like music build up in the background that makes you like, oh, this is actually kind of like fucked up, you
Important.
know?
Oh yeah.
Like this is an aggressive conversation. This isn't a regular conversation.
Messes
And
with your emotions a little.
yeah. So I truly enjoyed it. So the
I
soundtrack,
agree.
it was amazing.
Yeah, and like especially in a movie like this, where like we said before, the Batman himself probably has the least amount of dialogue out of any character in the movie. So whenever he's on screen, the music is gonna be like a huge factor in it, especially if he's not talking much to portray the mood, you know? So whenever he comes out in like the first half of the movie and he's just pissed off all the time, every single time it's the bat theme's coming and it's just the aggressive, hard hitting part of it.
Right.
And then like whenever Catwoman shows up, it starts playing the super beautiful, more melodic portion of it, and then towards the end, instead of showing the big brooding stuff, it's a heroic
Right.
anthem part of
Almost
it.
adds depth to their characters too.
Yeah, and the music in this movie in particular helped so much with the tone and plot overall. That is just hit
Even
it
the
out of the park.
and then like it's so it differentiates between all the characters. So like Batman's all like brooding and like just dun 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 like ominous, and then Catwoman is just like real pretty piano, and then the Riddler is like the opera. It's like completely different than any of the other music.
Yeah, dude, it's fucking beautiful.
Crazy. The contrast is insane.
I I think from in my opinion, honestly, the Riddler had moments where the music would like even like it would like kind of like record scratch, like not literally, but it would like his music would kind of like mess up in moments. You could hear like be like twingy, you know, like it's not exactly a perfect melody.
That's a
Yeah,
good
where it'd
detail. I
like
didn't
be
notice that.
distorted whenever he gets like emotional or like
Yeah, whenever he gets super excited about like a certain, well, I don't, can I say it? Like after he gets super excited about like a kill, you
it's
can
a
hear like
spoiler review.
okay, so like when he kills someone, you can hear the music kind of like almost like break in the background.
It's a good catch. Good catch.
All right, Anthony.
Me. So okay, I wanted to talk about how Robert Pattinson was so good at just like displaying emotions through the mask without saying a word. And I feel like the best example of this is when you compare the two scenes of when he was driving to Wayne Tower because he thought
Alfredo.
Alfred. I kept wanting to say Edward. I don't know why. Okay,
Sorry.
when he was driving to Wayne Tower because he
Alfredo.
thought Alfred was gonna die, you could when he was like in his car, you could see the fear on his face. Like you could really see like he didn't know what to do. Like he was actually afraid and he couldn't get there in time.
Yeah,
And then he
did you notice he even changed his voice too a little bit?
Yeah,
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 Yeah.
yeah. Went back to
Like he
regular voice.
was about to say he broke like the bat persona and was just pure Bruce
Bruce.
Wayne
Right.
fucking hauling ass back to try and save
Then you
I
Alfred.
also-
compare that to when he was hanging off of the ceiling or whatever, and he had a gun pointed at his head, and you could just see that the same fear wasn't there. Like behind a
Right.
mask, he portrayed that Batman wasn't as scared then with a gun pointed to his head, and it's crazy because he didn't like I don't know how he did it, you know, because it's not like you can actually see his face, you know. It's just like crazy, just like in his eyes alone, you could see the difference.
You know that
something.
that's
Oh, go ahead. Sorry.
no, you go ahead. Actually, you were gonna go earlier.
So even talking about that same scene, I also did
Hold
enjoy how.
back.
Oh, sorry.
Just a tad.
Talking about that same scene, I also did enjoy that they're like, oh, he's gonna make it on time. You know, he's gonna save Alfred. He's gonna be fine. And then he pulls up under the bridge, and you can see the building up in smoke. And I
Right.
like that because it sends a message like, Batman cannot save everyone. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? Batman's just a person. He's just some guy. Like he's not. He can't get there with super speed. And I thought he was genuinely. I was like, oh, he's gonna make it there on time. He's gonna save Alfred. He's gonna throw the card away. No,
Right.
my boy is put in the ICU. You know.
Bro, the balls! I thought they were actually gonna kill him, and then that was a great
That was
twist when she was like, "Oh no, it already happened." Like you're
right.
you're too
Right.
late.
Whenever
Oh,
you're
yeah.
like, it happened about a couple hours ago, Master Wayne, and we've been trying to call you. And you're just
I was like,
"Fuck."
"Yo!" Subverting expectations, and then I didn't think he was gonna die. At first, I did for like a brief second, but I was like, "No."
Dude, bro, for like a couple, like maybe for like a solid minute, I was like, bro, you can't do that already.
Yeah,
you
Yeah,
can't
kill
do
him.
that.
It did show his body, so I was like, "There's movie rule number one." So,
That's true.
but
I was gonna go back on what Anthony said about between Bruce Wayne and Batman, and just like Robert Pattinson's like body language in general and stuff. I really think that this movie showed that Bruce and Batman are one and the same right now. Like he just does not care about anything to do with Bruce Wayne. He's
Right.
just he's I say this in like the most like upbeat way, but like he's like a really depressed little boy still.
Right.
Yeah.
Just trying
And
to
I
like
feel like
do
he's
good as Batman.
addicted to Batman. Like he's addicted to the other persona. Like that.
Mhm.
He's just completely like that's his whole life. You know.
Which is exactly
Yeah.
how it should be. You know, a lot of people complaining about this iteration of Bruce Wayne, but he's still young. He's gonna learn that he's got to
Yeah.
balance it, especially as he becomes a symbol of hope. He's gonna learn that Bruce Wayne can do a lot of good and actually help him out, help the city
Right.
out, especially with all the flooding of it. He needs to fund a lot of it.
he's got to buy the seal walls again.
He's got to buy the seawalls.
His mayoral campaign is going to be #build the wall.
I'm waiting for that Bruce Wayne to go into form and buy the bank, buy some
Right.
banks, and just pull out a blank check, buy everything he wants.
All right. And I would love to talk about how fucking beautiful this movie looks. Like, I think specifically the part that stuck out to me the most was that entire. So from the part where they reveal the Batmobile to when
Mhm.
he's walking up to the Penguin after the car's already flipped over is
Right.
just something fucking beautiful. because
was
to
my
see
favorite.
the blue flame light up in the darkness, and to see the red of the lights on the engine before he fucking peels off, being able like just that scared the penguin shitless. He was like, "Fuck, bro, I'm out of here." And then to
One of the
see
best Batmobile entrances.
And
Yeah,
then
for
to
sure.
see like the crazy ass car chase switch between first person and that third person angle, to show them literally driving through traffic and having traffic and like basically the city play a part in it here as well. It's fucking insane. To the big explosion that everyone saw in the trailer where he flies through it after the penguin thinks he got him.
And then the penguin's like,
Oh fuck. I can't believe
also-
you've done this.
My favorite scene in the entire movie is when he's walking up to Penguin as Penguin's upside down, and there's just like a fire behind him.
oh, and he's taking his time.
It's
Yeah.
literally
I was so
iconic.
close. I was
Yeah.
about to get to it. I fucking hate you all.
Well, we're talking about it together though. It's
I know I was
it's
right
almost
about to say it. That was the next words coming out of my mouth.
nice.
Were you gonna say something else? Because I had something to say about it.
Nah.
Okay, I was just
You
gonna
good.
say. I was gonna say it too because I was like, no one mentions this, but the cinematography showing Penguin's face in the rearview mirror every single step of the way, like showing his reaction to everything. He's like, oh my gosh, he's chasing me. Oh my gosh, let me go this way. Oh my gosh, he's actually still there. To the explosion, he's like, finally, I win.
I got you.
I'm out of here. And then his reaction to him coming out of the flames, he was like scared to death, dude. He was like, this guy's crazy.
You literally saw his soul leave his fucking body. He was like, I'm fucking dead. Holy shit. And then right after he did that, he basically gave up. Like he just like stopped fucking driving. He was like, I've done what I can, my boy.
Which, mentioning the Penguin, I did want to talk about just two of the characters, which is number one, the Penguin. He was pretty funny actually, he was really serious rendition of Penguin, but it made sense, and he actually did crack a few jokes here and there, which I really appreciated.
Eat
For
your
what?
heart out, Marvel.
This is how you do jokes while being serious, Marvel. You don't got to be all quippy. But that, and we have not mentioned Catwoman, not once. So I want to touch base on her. She did really well for her part that she did. She's also a young Catwoman. She's also someone that works really well with Batman, as she should. She's you can tell that the relationship's going to be on and off as it should be. She's
Right.
she's a tease, but they also have to work together, albeit in through different methods. They don't agree on the methods, but they established early on that she's going to be a key part in Bruce's life.
Yeah.
But at the same time, she already left. Like, she's going to like Bloodhaven, and I just don't see them not bringing her back at some point. Maybe not the next movie, but she'll be back.
In the sequel, they're gonna fight Galactus.
No, bro, I agree. She was like one of the best parts in the movie. What is fuck? I completely freaked. Like it just slipped my brain right as I opened my mouth to talk. I was gonna say their relationship in the movie felt like it was pulled straight from the comic book pages. Like
yeah.
they're always just like kind of pushing each other back and forth. She's like always like a lot more daring than Bruce is, but then Bruce is like, "Nah, bitch, calm the fuck down."
No,
I
we
feel
don't
like
cross that line.
I feel like they are the Batman and Catwoman, like the perfect iteration.
I agree with
I
you,
agree.
Anthony.
The Bat and the Cat.
Exactly.
This is the
I like
Bat
that
and
name.
Cat.
It has a nice ring to it.
I do think
Catman.
she still needs to grow though. Like, I feel like Michelle Pfeiffer's Catwoman was like purely like grown up,
Catwoman.
and she knew
Yeah.
that damn role. So I do, but nothing against Zoe Kravitz. It's just she's a young Catwoman too, and she'll learn.
I was about to say, I think she has the most potential to bleed into the best Catwoman.
Yeah.
But I feel like right now she's still just edged out like this much, like a centimeter.
Oh yeah, but I'm sure, like I said, she'll come back, and I bet she'll have a cool suit too.
Yep.
And you mean you don't like the balaclava, the half balaclava ski mask thing?
I dig it. I dig it as a young version of Catwoman. That's something Batman probably did.
All right, boys. So, do we have any negatives at all?
The only negative I would say is like Noah might say the same thing. Is there were times where it did seem a little bit dragged out, but like I let it go because I feel like they did it so well. But there were parts, and especially if you're not a hardcore Batman fan or like comic fan, this movie probably seemed even a little bit more dragged out to you. But other than that,
Can you give an example of what scene?
it's not necessarily
Like what scenes? Or like give
So
a scene.
okay. Well, it's not scenes that are dragged out. It's just like the movie as a whole. But it's especially after Riddler got put into prison, and then the flooding happened, and then he saved the flooding, and then something else happened. Like I enjoyed it, and I still liked it. I just think it might have been a little
Too
overdone,
much.
I think
especially for casual viewers.
I think what
Right.
Anthony. Let me help Anthony.
I know what you're talking about now.
Well, I was gonna say, and I love this style of filmmaking for certain movies. Sometimes it doesn't work, but where you'll have a character walking for like 5 fucking minutes. You know what I mean?
Right.
Like just to show off, like for example, the bat suit, which is pretty badass. But sometimes that does drag. So sometimes you need to cut out some of those scenes
Yeah.
and just
Right.
go a little bit better. So I guess we could say the pacing is just a little bit off. But I've only seen it one time, so I could say it's dragging, but I can watch it a second time and be like, never mind. It's
It'll
actually
be in
pretty
HBO
solid.
Max until what, April 19th?
I believe
I
so.
didn't
I
know that.
Which is really, really good because that's fast, which means I can
Right.
watch it 80 fucking times in a row.
I'll be so excited.
Yeah,
when it
I
comes.
do see what y'all mean, where it's just kind of like a snowball at the end, where it keeps like you think it's gonna stop and they keep going.
Or
Right.
it gets
But I feel like in this movie they can get away with it because I feel like the end is where you really see a lot of the world building come into fruition. Like
Right.
after the flooding, you can, and he's given his like closing monologue, and you can tell like they've divvied up the city into like the gang factions, just like how it
Mhm.
is in the comics, where like Riddler has his territory, Penguin has his, and it was cool to
And
see that
plus-
actually happen.
Plus, I feel like with Batman, I was talking to Noah about this. With Batman in general, a lot of the comics or the games, not necessarily the movies, or maybe I guess so, but a lot of the stuff that happens to him happen like in one night. Like he has long nights all the time.
Hmm.
And so that's why I feel like I forgive it for a Batman movie, but just for as like a casual viewer, that's when I think it's gonna be kind of
Yeah,
long.
I could see it. And to what you're saying too, Noah, I get how like scenes of people walking for like 5 minutes is like kind of whack. But I feel like for Batman, like one or two scenes like they had here is totally needed because he's always in the dark, so you can never get a good look at the bat suit if he's just always in the dark.
Right.
Which is why I think that scene for him walking up to the Penguin completely illuminated was probably the coolest shot in that whole fucking film.
I agree with you there, Rich. The cinematography was great.
That's a
Him
shot
walking
that
was great. It was sexy as hell.
beautiful.
Alright.
Absolutely. I have one more thing actually.
Okay.
We're in the negatives, young man. So
It's
keep
more
it
of
negative.
a it's more of a
Talk shit.
Yeah. It's more of a nitpick now. I feel like towards the end when Bruce was like not Batman, Bruce was trying to figure out like what Falcone was doing with his parents. Like he just kept going back and forth. I feel like they really sidelined the Riddler for a while. Like I was like, until Falcone died, I was like, "Where's the Riddler at? Like, is he not killing other people, or like, are you not worried about him?"
And then we come back to him. Hi guys, welcome back to my podcast.
Hi,
I
guys.
really appreciate the likes and the subscribes
Dude, that had me like chuckling, dude. That was so
I see-
funny.
because it shows you he's truly like an awkward kind of guy, you know?
Yeah.
And
Right.
He's just, like he's fucking crazy, but he's also like,
I killed your family. What's up, guys? Welcome to my YouTube channel.
welcome back to my Minecraft Let's Play. We're getting ready to go.
He just like me for real. I mean,
Oh,
Yo.
that, and I did think at some points early on they focused on it, but afterwards they kind of sidelined Catwoman too, a little bit, which isn't not a big deal to me. Like I said, it's a real long movie, but
Mhm.
I wanted a little bit more, which is
Right.
good and bad. By the end of that movie, bro, I wanted like 10+ hours of Pattinson, dude.
Right.
that's fair. Me
I
too.
needed
I didn't want it
more.
to end. I wanted the sequel to happen right after that.
Me too. And then I sadly thought, I was like, man, this sequel really gonna come in like 3 years, huh?
They said
Yeah.
like 4 to 5 years, I think.
Fuck.
Oh no!
No, baby. That's not
I'm
what
just
I
gonna forget it
wanted.
exists.
But there's gonna be tons of shows between that to satiate us as well.
Yeah, I was gonna say they're really developing the world though, and I bet like the Arkham show will dive into some of the villains, and we'll recognize
Yep.
a lot of them, which would be pretty cool.
Yep.
Right.
So after that, boys, what
time.
are your final ratings?
I will give it a 9.
I'm gonna give it a 10.
Dang, okay.
I'm gonna give it a 10.
Dang.
I'm gonna preface this because I did this with Spider-Man: No Way Home. This is if we did decimals, this would be like a 9.8 out of 10 for me. As a Batman film, it is a 10 out of 10, but I think as a regular film, it is a 9 because I feel like a perfect movie would have no cons for me, and it does have one con for
That's
me.
exactly my thinking too.
But it's a really, really high 9, like really high.
Right.
It's
I
like
see. I would.
on the edge.
I'm right there with you where we don't do decimals. It's a high 9, but I'm gonna round up and give it a 10 because I mean, it is a Batman movie. Like at the end of the day, it is a Batman movie, and it is the Batman movie.
Oh, for sure. Regardless of that, this is a masterclass in filmmaking right here.
Right.
This is a masterpiece. If I've seen one, it's absolutely incredible.
So, Hooligan official rating total average out 9.5.
Yeah, I just did the math.
It's a
We
certified
can talk
Hooligan
about
classic.
We could talk about this movie for an extremely long time, and I think we're planning on going live and just talking about it more. So if y'all join, ask us questions. I think we might let some of y'all join too, just to talk with us about it. But we're not done with this movie. We still have a lot to say. Y'all want to hear?
Thursday night, we're planning on going on Instagram. Our Instagram page is pretty active right now. We're gonna go on Instagram and we're gonna just spew our mind about every little scene, every little thing, just whatever we want to talk about. Just a chill hangout. And if y'all have any questions, y'all want to discuss the movie, y'all could join in.
Yep, and we'll go in depth there, the Hooligan Hangout, as well as our YouTube. We will also have a YouTube video out with a separate little feature talking more about it, not necessarily in depth about the movie itself, but more about the world and stuff. And so just tune in there. The Hooligan Hangout on YouTube, Hooligan Hangout on Instagram, Twitter, Facebook, TikTok, all of the above. Keep you posted. And merch.streamelements.com. I think I might have a new Batman-related design popping up there for a limited time only. So,
Ooh, this is news
if you're
to us.
listening to this,
I
check it out.
farted.
And on that note, say hi to your moms for us.
Oh yeah, baby.
Goodbye.